Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today there is something really important that we have to discuss here on this channel, and it baffles me a lot why we Ghanaians turns to see things differently from the people from the other part of the continent, the other part of the world. Why Ghanaians, we see things differently, why we react to things differently from how other people react to these things. And it's something that has been continuing and happening in our country. And I think that I don't know what actually is happening and what has to be done to be able to solve these issues. What is happening, what's going on. I'm not talking about anything else. I'm talking about how we react to this group of people that we call them the look-alike. Look-alike, it's something that is happening in Ghana. Let me give you a short history of this look-alike. It's been happening in Ghana for so many years, and this is not the first time that this group of look-alike is happening. We can talk about the likes of Supremo, who was like Daddy Lumba Jr. And he was singing songs of Daddy Lumba until it got to a point where he was sued, and the court had to put an injunction on him, had to ask him to stop singing songs or impersonating Daddy Lumba or singing song of Daddy Lumba. And it had so many issues back and forth. There were so many problems that he had until he got sick and then finally passed on. And recently, this is what we're seeing right now in Ghana. But my main concern here is why we cannot mobilize these people, make some kind of competition for them instead of just letting them use the images and the fame of these people who have made it, had gone down, have struggled throughout life to be able to get to where they are in their career in music, and they are reaping from their struggle, from the benefits that they have made so far throughout the whole year. So my concern is, why is it that here in South America, in Colombia, that is not well developed just as many other countries, and why they have this system well structured, well organized, that they have the same look-alike that we are having in Ghana, but in this case they are organizing competitions, contests, and these guys are winning millions of dollars, let me say in Colombian currency, in pesos. They are winning millions of pesos for acting like the people they look like. So for example, this lady looks like Shakira and she's singing songs of Shakira for this competition, and they want to know who looks exactly like the original and how well they sing just like the original, how they art, how they mimic, how they pronounce, how they sing the song just like the original. And this is a competition that goes on every year.
Éxitos. El tema de la voz, de nuevo mostrar la versatilidad de Karim León.
O sea, tú no llegaste tan exacto, estás exacto.
Un original y copia al 100%.
Gracias, maestro, gracias.
So this can also be done in Ghana. Why we cannot mobilize these lookalikes, have a competition for them, let's use them, and so let's use them for something beneficial, something really good, instead of just leaving them, letting them go make shows in the name of the originals. And there's a video that I watched that this guy said that he had a show he was supposed to go and perform, and when he got there, the look-alike, the photocopy of him had already been there, and had sung a couple of songs, and you can see what's happening. So why can't we mobilize these people? Why can't we organize them? Let them have a system. Let's have a system that every year there is a competition for this kind of people. Let's include them. Let's involve them instead of insulting them, instead of leaving them to impersonate these guys. Why don't we have a system? I don't think you organize BB and Masankrofoi. Then you just like we did for Supremo, Daddy Lumba Jr., and he passed on, he died. It's a mystery, we don't know what happened. So it's a kind of mind-bothering that why can't we Ghanaians try to think out of the box? We are always thinking the same way as our ancestors, as our forefathers taught. Instead of coming up with new innovative ideas, coming up with new information, learning, and getting ourselves in a better position, we are barking at each other. We are using each other's fame to make money for ourselves, to make names for ourselves, and that is uncalled for. That is not acceptable. That is unacceptable. So what do we have to do when we realize that these guys are coming up? They are really good singers, they are really good performers, they have this energy that they want to make it up in life. What do we have to do? We have to hold them, support them to go up instead of leaving them just like that. So in this beautiful content, we are going to talk about the lookalikes that are rampaging in Ghana, that are making names for themselves, that are making shows and taking the social media in Ghana, and they are making a lot of waves for themselves. It's getting harder and harder. This is the first time I'm talking about issues about this lookalike in Ghana. But my main concern here is that why don't we mobilize these people? Why don't we organize something for them instead of leaving them to make shows for themselves, make name out of the names of great singers, out of great people who have suffered, who had gone through the mill, who had gone through difficulties in coming up as an artist. Why can't we mobilize these people, transform them, educate them? Why don't we make competitions for them? Why don't we organize like shows just as we have in Ghana, like the dance shows and all those kind of stuff? Why don't we mobilize them? TV3, GTV can come together, mobilize these people to show a lookalike, have an event like every year there is going to be a show for the lookalikes, so that they can stop impersonating, or they can stop using the names of those who have already made it to make name for themselves. But instead of backbiting, fighting each other, making worse comments, hurt comments, and insulting them, using abusive words against each other, saying that you need to fill the form. If you look, it's like we are making a mess of the whole thing. And the worst part of it is that these guys, these musicians, these artists have gone through a lot of difficult moments, a lot of hustle to be able to make name for themselves. So it's gonna be an insult. It's gonna be a lot of pain for somebody to reap what they haven't sowed, making shows, singing their songs to make money for themselves. Copyright. I don't know what the law says about that, but instead of leaving them just like that, why don't we organize them? We make shows for them, that every year there is going to be a show for lookalikes. And if you look like an artist, or if you look like a particular public figure, you can imitate this person, you can mimic this person, and the winner gets a prize, just as it is done in so many countries To be precise, here in Colombia, there is this a program, a show that they call it Jomejamo, like I am called, like the name of the original, and the original singer, the original artist, and then the person who looks exactly like the artist, who sings exactly like the artist, and they give names to these people. They give them recognition, and they are surprised they win at the end of the competition. They come to sing and they entertain the whole country. They entertain the whole national. They entertain the whole world. So why can't we Ghanaians organize something like that for these lookalikes, but instead we just leave them to do their own thing? Why can't we mobilize them? What, from the onset, from the beginning when this started, why can't we bring them under an umbrella and groom them so that they won't depend on singing songs of the originals, but they will make something for themselves? Why don't we stop insulting them, just as medical is making comments and insulting them, making some kind of words, comments, abusive comments that are not relevant? Instead of making those kind of comments, why don't we bring them together, train them? Because when you look at the images, they look exactly like the original artists. So if we are doing it here in Colombia, the original artist song is being performed on a national television for the entire world to view, to see that this person looks exactly like this person, and he or she sings exactly like this person. So one of the examples that I am going to set as, look at this image on the screen. This is Shakira, the original artist, and this is a copy of her. She looks exactly like her, and she sings just like her. She dances exactly like her. And this is another gentleman who sings beautifully, and this is a copy of this original. Look at how they look exactly, and look at how they perform, how they sing. It's exactly the same. If this country has been able to bring all these people under one umbrella, and they have shown them on national television, and they are singing to entertain the whole national, they are singing to entertain the whole country, people are enjoying it. Why can't we do the same in our country, in Ghana? Why can't we do the same? Why Ghanaians, we are differently from, we see things differently. Why we are extremely differently from how things are supposed to be done? Instead of insulting them, why don't we encourage them to find their own path so that they don't live on the hustle of other people? They don't benefit from something they didn't sow. It is so painful. It is so sad as Ghanaians. And I hope that this video will get to the leaders, will get to the media, journalists, so that they can mobilize this group of people, these young guys with energy, and make shows for them, not shows that they